Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to TNE Gunners. Today we're going to be going over the Springfield XDS Mod 2. Alright, let's have a look. Not too bad, about 7 yards. Pretty decent hand size group. Take that. We're going to be going over the Springfield XDS Mod 2 3.3 inch barrel. Comes with a 7, 8, 9 round mag. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's start by weighing the pistol. No mag. Pistol itself comes in at 1 pound 3.5 ounces. With the flush 7 round magazine, 1 pound 8.5 ounces, and then with the extended 9 round magazine, looking at 1 pound 10.1 ounces, and a full carry weight with a holster and the pistol. You're carrying the flush mag with the pistol in a Kydex holster. Your total carry weight's going to be around 1 pound 11.4 ounces. Alright, so let's get a trigger pull on this XDS. £5 14.4 ounces. £6 1.9 ounces. £5 14.4 ounces. So I'd say just under 6 pounds for that trigger, which for a carry gun, that's fine with me. I'll take a little heavier trigger, not worried about any accidental discharge or nothing like that. For our brake, we have a little bit of take up here, and then kind of a long brake all the way to the back of the trigger guard. Show you guys that again. Little bit of take up, and then brake all the way at the back. For a reset, comes about halfway back for a reset, which isn't too bad. We got our take up there, brake, and our reset. So not too bad for this little carry gun. All right, let's go ahead and get some measurements on the pistol. Start with a slide up here. For the slide, we have 0.91, and at the grip, the frame, we have 0.96. And this is a single stack pistol. It's very comfortable in the hands, so just under 1 inch for the total width. I wouldn't want it to be any thinner than this. It's really comfortable for me to grab on, and I probably have the smallest hands on YouTube, so even if you had a little bit bigger hands, you would still have some room to go. With the flush mag in, we have a total height of 4.37 inches. And with the 9 round magazine, we have a total height of 5.26 inches. So even with 9-round magazine, you're only looking at just over 5 inches. Let's see what the total length is on this. From butt to tip, 6.2 inches, which is pretty good. I have no problem carrying this. I usually go with the flush mag. It's a little more comfortable for me, a little bit smaller bodied person, so the flush mag fits well on my person, but I don't see why anyone would have a problem carrying the 9-round magazine. All right, let's go over some of the features of the pistol. Starting with the grip, we have Springfield's grip zone type texturing, which isn't too aggressive, but it gives you a good grip when you are shooting. It doesn't have the grip zone lettering in it over here anymore, which is nice. It does have a shelf for your thumb when you're shooting, which is really comfortable, and it guides your finger right into that mag release. I really like it. It gives me a good place to put my thumb when I am shooting. It comes with a grip safety and a trigger safety. And for those of you who don't know, the grip safety and the trigger safety have to be depressed at the same time for the gun to fire. So right now I have the grip safety depressed, and if I don't depress this trigger safety, you can't even pull the trigger. So you need to depress this trigger safety first, and the gun will fire. For me, I like having a pistol with a grip safety when I'm carrying, because when I do go to reholster it, I know that there's no way that this gun will ever go off as long as I'm not pushing down on this grip safety. So when I reholster, I put my thumb on the back of the pistol and go down into my holster, and there's no way the trigger can get pulled, because if I'm not pushing down on that grip safety, see that trigger won't break until I pull down on both safeties. So it gives me some peace of mind while I'm carrying, that as long as I'm reholstering slowly and safely, there's no chance of me having a discharge that I don't want. Moving forward, we got one rail section up front, which you can put a light on or whatever accessory you'd like to use, and a little bit of texturing up front on the front of the trigger guard, just enough to put your index finger on. Breaking down the Springfield is real easy. Lock your slide back, you have a takedown lever, flip that up 90 degrees, drop your slide, and then all you gotta do is pull the trigger, slide comes right off. You got your frame, trigger assembly in there. On the slide, we have a dual captured recoil spring, and your barrel pops right out. Pop that back in. Recoil spring back in. And then to reassemble it, all you gotta do is flip that takedown lever back down, drop your slide, and you're good to go. Up here at the top for your sights, we have Springfield's tack rack sights, which have a nice little shelf right here. So if you needed to rack it on a belt or on a table, you can just use that shelf right there, cock the gun. And then up here at the front, have very bright tritium front night sight. And it's shooting at night, this thing is great. And then for your serrations, they aren't too aggressive, but they're aggressive enough to get a good grip. All right guys, there's one more feature I wanted to show you on this pistol. It's this standoff right here. So this is extended from the recoil spring inside the dust cover. And what this does is, if you're in a defensive situation and you have to press this up against a threat, it's not going to push your slide and your pistol out of battery like that. This standoff actually allows you to push it up against the threat and still be able to fire. So we're going to demonstrate that along with our tack rack sights. Load one. I'd say that worked pretty well. That cantaloupe ain't a threat anymore. All right, let's go over to our pumpkin here. In the spirit of Halloween, let's give Jack a few holes in his face. I think I have a plus P round for this last load. I've never fired plus P out of this pistol before, so let's see how it does. Holy crap. Okay, so let's go over the most important part of this review. Is the XDS reliable? Now for us, we live in East Tennessee where we go hiking a lot and it rains a lot. So you never know when you're going to be trekking through mud. And you never know when you're in a self-defense situation when a hand fight could turn into a ground fight. And that's why we're going to be doing a mud test. So we got a bucket of mud here and it is filthy. Okay, we're going to put this gun through its paces. We have one magazine loaded with 4 rounds of 147 grain Spear Gold Dot, and then we have a second magazine loaded with 4 rounds of 115 grain Hornady Critical Defense, followed by 5 rounds of Winchester 115 grain ball. So we're going to go through these 2 magazines, and if we have no reliability issues, then that'll be a pretty good test for the XDS. So let's see what happens. I'm pretty curious to find out. All right, so we're going to start with our Spear Gold Dot. We have 4 rounds loaded up in the mag. Actually, we have 5 rounds. So let's do 4 rounds. Put the magazine in the gun. We have an air plug in the barrel to make sure we don't have any sort of mud getting lodged up in there. All right, here we go. Woo, buddy. Oh yeah, you never know. It could get real dirty out there in the woods. Yeah, I think that'll do. That's pretty messy. Let's put the first round on this cantaloupe. I got a frozen cantaloupe here. Let me put my glasses on. My face is gonna get real muddy. Let's find out. Cycled all 4 rounds, the Spear Gold Dot and locked back. Now let's switch to our Critical Defense. Loaded. Let's go back to our frozen cantaloupe. And let's put the last few of these on the target. And it locked back. I'm pretty impressed with that. I think I'm going to be keep using this gun as my personal carry gun for sure. Absolutely no issues. Let's go rinse it off. Sweet. Works great. Well, thanks for checking into T&E Gunners today, guys. I think we put the XDS through its paces. We ran it through mud, we ran hollow points through it, we shot jack-o'-lanterns. That's the most important thing. And if you're gonna go grab one of these things, I think right now the price is about $430 to $500. When I picked mine up right at the beginning of coronavirus, it was around $350. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know if it's gonna come down or not, but I still think that's a decent price for this gun. I think it's reliable. If you guys are curious what I have for a holster, I just have a Vetter inside the waistband, Kydex holster, and a Core leather belt. And if you guys are going to be carrying, especially for long periods of time, I would recommend getting yourself a good gun belt. Core has really good ones. They're about $70, which is kind of expensive for a belt, but these things are great. And I definitely would recommend a Vetter, but anything that works for you guys or is comfortable, you should go with that. All right, so let's finish this video off by shooting a few rounds on that target, and I'll let you guys get back to your evening. All right. You guys have a happy Halloween. See ya.